this week we're going to take a quick look at how I make videos. The only reason that you might be interested in this is the fact that I do it entirely from Linux. I use a Nikon D5300 to record my videos, which just gives me MOV files, and from there I can work in almost any software. So I've chosen to learn to use Blender for this because it is a very cross-platform and extensible program, and I've used it for doing 3D modeling in the past, and I've written scripts to help automate some tasks for it, so I'm very comfortable with Blender. When I found out that it could be used as a video editing program, I was very interested. So I put some effort into this, and I've created this this scene, basically. Well, it's not really a scene, but this window I've created that helps me do this. It's basically the same as every other video editor. I also, because I use 3 monitors here, have a secondary monitor that I set up
inside
where I can just view
that
full screen
shorts
previews
when the
of
battery
what's going on. It's choppy because I'm recording. But yeah, Blender basically works like any other VSE. You can drag your timeline clips around. You have all sorts of options you can go through. You can add effects to the strips, and you can do other stuff like masking. Let's see, I don't know where it is right now, but you can do a lot of stuff. So one of the reasons why I really like Blender is Blender also supports command line arguments. So on my server, I have the same Blender files automatically synced over Google Drive, and I can just render my Blender videos directly on the server. I have an Xserve, a lot like what Draga has, and it's nice because it has 2 Xeons, which are basically 2 i7s. So I have 8 threads per chip, 2 chips, so 16 threads. It can really render a video pretty fast at that, like that. Now, Blender natively does not support doing multi-threaded rendering, so I'm using a script from GitHub called Pulverize, and what that allows me to do is just specify the Blender file I want to render, and then the number of threads I want to use. So most of the time I don't want to fully lock down the server because I use it for other stuff, and I can just say 12 out of the 16. I hit enter, and boom, it goes. It splits up the frames into separate tasks, and then basically what it does is, and I can do this, actually, here's what I'll do. I'll start BYOBU here, and go to the same place. And I'll run the same command. But anyway, so what you can see that it does is it will spawn multiple threads. So here I'm running the Pulverize, and it's starting, and over here I have another screen, and I can just run top here, and we can see we have 12 Blender threads running. So that really cuts down on the time it takes to render. And as you're using this, it tells you once it's finished. I'm not going to let this fully render. It'll tell you how much time you saved, and it's usually hours, and so that's really nice. But once this is done, then I have the video file, and it's on the server. So I also have a script. I'll go ahead and quit this so we can get back or highlighting. I also have a script for uploading, and there is another program that you can install. I think it's also Python. That lets you upload videos from command line. And I'll link to all of the GitHub projects here in the video description. But so I just have a really simple little script that I include in all my project files, where I set up the title, the description, link it to the thumbnail, which the thumbnails I actually just edit in GIMP. And, oh, that's the wrong one, but whatever, that'll work. No, I just have a couple layers. I just take photos with my camera and use that. Yeah, works very well. So I actually have a fully open source video editing stack here, which is really cool. But, well, I guess technically the script isn't open source, but here's all the source code. There you go, now it's open source. And yeah, that's basically it. So I've been using this for a little while now, and I think it works pretty well. So I'd say that you can definitely use Linux as a video editing platform, as long as you're willing to learn a couple of quirks here and there. A Blender as a VSE, it's not terribly fast. I mean, let me just try scrubbing through here. I'm clicking and holding. That's not great. The video files are actually on a mechanical spinning drive, so that could be it. Oh wait, no, I have tried putting it on SSDs here. Actually, let's see this. Editing this project is on SSDs. Actually, on 4 SSDs in RAID 0. Yeah. So it's just not terribly quick. But it works well, and open source, so I like it. If anyone has any comments about this, feel free to ask below, and I'll try to respond if it's something I can really help you with. I may give out this file, but I don't really have time right now, so look for that later. The Blender edit file, that is, with the... Well, the edit file doesn't really have the setting. No, yeah, the scene is saved in the edit file, that's right. Which is a pain when I lose it. Which is why it's in every project. But anyway, I digress. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. It's a little look into the behind the scenes. And it's kind of interesting. I know I spend a lot of time looking at Blender for editing. This is a typical video with a lot of cuts. Someday I may cover my microphone setup, which is kind of interesting. So I don't know if anyone's noticed, but I have true stereo for my recordings, which is a little unique. I'll see you later. This has been Aqua Cuckoo.